Today's podcast is brought to you by Introduction to Online Business Made Simple, a 6-part audio course that teaches you how to get started with your online business. Find out more at usingyourpower.com/course.
Welcome to Using Your Power. I'm David Wiebe, and I'm joined by
Maveen, Kaura.
How's it going, Mav?
I'm doing very well. David, how are you?
Powered up, buddy.
Yeah, man, me too. I'm excited about today's topic.
We're going to take a look at why you need to connect with your target audience.
And again, we're going to discuss the why, because I was going to ask you, well, why do we? But we're going to discuss it.
That's exactly what we're going to be talking about. We're going to be answering the why question best to our ability.
There you go. I'll start it off, if that's okay.
Sure.
I think the reason we need to engage with our target audience or connect with them is the more people that we engage with, the more you have an opportunity to build a community around whatever you're doing on your business, on your on your website, on your blog, or even just on social media, right? Because you'll see a lot of people now don't even have blogs or websites. They just really use, say, for example, Instagram to really just push their product, and they may just have a business, say, for example, on Shopify, and send them right there and still be making lots and lots of money. So they're really finding ways to connect to their community just on the social media presence.
Yeah, a community of like-minded followers, right? That's what we all want to create.
Absolutely.
I think it's important to connect with our audience to learn what they really want. We might think we know what they want, and we might even start creating things before we know what they want. And I've made that mistake before with my own business. And instead of that, I'm connecting with more people now so that I'm more with the times as far as what people think they need. It's important to be aware of like news and what's happening in the industry and industry specific things that are going on too. And obviously people are going to thank you for creating updates along those lines, but you also want to find out what it is they want in terms of content, product, whatever else.
Yeah, exactly. And content can be sometimes a little tough, right? I mean, we have all these things that we want to talk about, or we think we want our reader to know about or listener to know about, exactly. And we say, even with this topic, for example, we say, this is kind of a cool topic. I think people would need to know why they should be communicating or connecting with their target audience. But this may not be something that people want to know about, right? But we just think it is, right? Unless we go out there and get that feedback. I believe there's a lot of feedback out there, people wanting to better understand on how to better connect with this audience. So this is why we do shows like this. But you're 100% right. Sometimes if you don't know where to start, you just start putting out content hoping that it'll catch fire, but maybe it doesn't.
Well, I think an episode like this would be a great supplement to our 6-part audio course. Plug.
Absolutely. So what's that website again?
usingyourpower.com/course.
Awesome. It is a fun thing to talk about. We got to have some fun on the show as well.
Yeah.
One of the things we can also do is, it makes it easier to talk to people about different topics and that you want them to listen to or read about. And again, it's easy to also get maybe suggestions from people about things that they want you to talk about, so then they can find, a reason to come to your blog and read or listen to your podcast, right? It kind of goes exactly along the same lines of what you just said, David.
Yeah, and I think all my points sort of tie into that as well. But and then my next one was just to answer questions they have. I got onto a Skype call with somebody yesterday who left a comment on my blog, and it was a really great comment, and I wanted to talk to him. I want to talk to more leads, period, and get a better sense of what their thoughts are on various matters. But I didn't necessarily spend that session answering his questions. I sort of just reiterated them back to him because I was looking for the information in this case, which isn't to say I won't present that information in another form on my blog or somewhere else in the future. It's just more getting an idea of what questions they have so that they can be answered later.
Absolutely, and the idea of, even if you have people on a Skype call or whatnot, even if it doesn't matter what platform of social media they're on, a lot of times when you're having those type of calls, people are usually potentially, you're helping them solve some sort of problem, right? And if one person has a problem and they're in your target audience and they're part of your community, you can probably bet, there's other people who also have that similar type of problem, right? And that's when you find out if they do have that problem, and it gives you, kind of going back to what you said, right? And gives you a reason now to go ahead and develop that product or service that can help solve that problem for them.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I mean, that's my next 2 points, really.
Geez, we're really good at this. I think we're really getting into each other's heads, and we really know each other's points nowadays before we even talk about them.
Yeah, that's probably true. But yeah, making products they need. Sometimes people may tell you. I mean, at least with my audience, I mean, I have yet to talk to a ton of people, but the one piece of feedback I had was, yeah, I don't think I would buy a course. I think it really comes, like, whether anyone else buys it comes down to whether it's something you have a value to offer and how you present it to others. But he wanted something else. And that ties to the next point, which was to offer services they're looking for. So he was looking for one-on-one mentoring or coaching. I said, that's fantastic. And maybe people like you need that as opposed to just another course, just another book. And we've talked about this idea of the experience business, being hands-on with people, giving them media, not just text to chew on, giving them images and podcast episodes and videos, maybe live conferences or seminars, presenting content differently than, just text for them to read. And some people will always choose the text anyway, but having different ways of consuming the content.
Absolutely. Well, we've talked about this on previous episodes as well. Now, YouTube is the number 2 search engine in the world, and video is getting more and more, popular. So I believe it'll probably eventually potentially be number 1. And that's a great way for people to learn, right? People just say, hey, go watch a video. And that's exactly what I was doing. I've been making changes to the website, and I said, I'm going to just go learn. And what's the easiest way to learn is watch somebody teach me how to do something. So I just jump on YouTube and they show me exactly how to do it. And I go ahead and make those changes and format the way I need it to format, and it's done, right? So it's a great way.
Yeah, and people spend more time now on YouTube than all the social networks combined. So it's insane.
Wow, that's amazing, right? I mean, and video has been around for a long time, but just recently it's just kind of caught fire, right? And that's kind of what my next point really is about, right? You get to know your target audience, and once you know your target audience and you're able to connect with them, they help you from a business standpoint market your content, and they help advertise for you, and because they're doing that and they're part of your community, if they like you, they respect you, and they trust you, their word of mouth will go a lot further than you trying to sell yourself.
That's powerful, man. That's huge. I like that.
Thank you.
And another thing would just be to build more relationships. And this is a slightly outside the box thinking, right? Because you're like, oh, I'm looking to connect with my target audience so I can figure out what to sell to them. That's not just what it's about. It's creating those real relationships with people, creating that trust, creating that credibility, maybe even becoming friends. And they may even have opportunities for you down the line. They might be the owner of another blog in your industry that you could publish to and guest post on. So you just never know. And I think that's another benefit to connecting with those people. They may want to create a video for you or a t-shirt for you. They might want to, do some kind of cross promotion. So you just don't know.
Yeah, no, you know what? You made a great point, David. It is great just to network within your own community and keep growing that community, right? Because you never know who's going to join your community. You never know the type of people that you'll get introduced to. If you're having a conference, I know you got one coming up, and I'll get you to speak a little bit about that, now or in previous episodes, whatever you like. But there's the one great way of having people come. They connect with you. They also can have a way to connect with themselves, and then they just keep building on that community, as well as they build the community that you're looking to build as well.
Yeah. The Music Entrepreneur Live will be a half-day event either in August or September, and I'll probably be asking Mav to help me plan it.
Yeah, for sure.
But there are actually some other people that said they would be interested in seeing that happen, so I might call upon their help as well, which is awesome to see that there are other people interested in seeing this happen, where there's so much fragmentation in the Calgary music industry. These people were saying we would really love to see it where we could all get together in one place, as a rock or indie rock, blues, jazz, singer, songwriter, whatever genre you play, whatever community you're part of, create a place where everybody can meet each other and say hello. And that would be an amazing thing. My goal, just present really great content, invite a couple of guests who will also offer some really great content and record that footage and that content, and also share that out to community members if they decide to join. I've been thinking about this for a while, but I don't have my online community set up yet or my membership site. I was going to call it the Green Machine, but my website's not green anymore, so that's not going to work.
Well, the purple machine.
Yeah, it doesn't have quite the same ring.
No,
to
it does not. But I just wanted to have David share a real life example of ways of connecting with your target audience, and and what other better person to talk about that than someone who's actually going to be doing that in the next maybe 3 months, 4 months, whatever it is now.
Yeah.
But I really wanted to bring that up. Last point I wanted to make on mine end was the reason I think we need to connect with our target audience is the more people keep going on to the internet, and we can't connect with everyone. We know that, right? But if we don't connect with those who are trying to connect with us, really, what are you doing other than wasting your time potentially on social media? Just going on there, liking people and maybe making comments here and there, leaving smiley faces and hearts and thumbs up on Instagram. What are you really doing out there, right? So I think it's super important to then connect with the people who want to connect with you, because if you don't connect with them, they'll go find someone else to connect with, right? And we've talked about this on other episodes. People are looking to connect with people who have something in common with them. So, if you don't do it, they'll find somebody else. And there's a lot of other podcasters, a lot of other bloggers, a lot of other people using social media. I don't know the exact numbers, but I know there's over 1 billion people, I think, using Facebook, probably the same amount of people using Instagram. And so there's a lot of different people who are fighting for their attention. So, don't lose the attention of the people who already want yours.
Yeah, that's so important. And the people, if you're willing to serve them where they're at, they will stay with you for life. But if you don't take that time to connect with them or make that effort, they will definitely be off elsewhere finding other things. And I think I've made that mistake before too, but you can learn from those things, right? So it's still valuable as far as a learning experience goes. And we entrepreneurs try to look at everything as a learning experience anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. And an example is very easy too, right? We have you have a TV set. The TV set may have 500 or 600 channels on there, but really you can only watch one at a time, right? We're not talking about multiple TVs here. We're talking about one TV, one channel, right? But there's also 400, let's say 500 channels, 499 other channels fighting for your attention. So you can only really put your attention in one place. So if you don't fight for that, that's how TV advertising works. That's how those commercials work to get your dollar, right? And they make them very well. So they're finding ways to connect to their target audience, just as you should find ways to connect to your target audience when you're on social media.
And I actually heard something, or James Schramko say something interesting today, and might be a reason to have a podcast over even your social media presence, is because once people are subscribed, they stay subscribed for life in most cases. I mean, there's very few unsubscribes with podcasts. It's crazy. So as long as you're doing it and you're keeping it updated and you're releasing new episodes, people will find that new episode and listen to it.
Absolutely. So, that's a great place to tell people, if you haven't already subscribed for Using Your Power, go ahead and go to our website, usingyourpower.com, and hit the subscribe button. And, we'll be added to our email list where you'll be updated on when we have new episodes.
Absolutely. So we'll see you on over at usingyourpower.com. Feel free to explore our free downloads and, of course, our products, which we've got a couple, and we're looking to get more up there. So thanks so much for joining us.
Have a great day.